Hello and welcome to a brand new Parry's Pickups. Thanks very much for joining us today. So it's all about the Xbox on this episode. We're going to start off with the original Xbox. First of all, I picked up Enter the Matrix. Now, this is a game I have never played, believe it or not. A very common game. You see it all over the place. You'd have thought I'd had a go at this by now, but I remember reading it wasn't very good. So, I held off. Until, I don't know if I was tempted by the lovely green packaging that seemed to complement the box art, but when I saw this for 50p, I decided I'd give it a go. The game says I'm in for a great time on the back, and my initial impressions weren't so good because the game was incredibly dark. Now, I'm not going to blame the game for this, but what I think it could have been was the settings on the TV, and I was running this through a capture device onto a monitor through a PC, and I think somewhere along the line there was some sort of issues there with the picture. So I'm going to excuse how dark it is, but it must have been pretty dark in the first place. So third person action game, you can switch into first person every now and again if you so desire. The character you choose runs incredibly fast. I guess they're trying to emulate the action in the Matrix films, but it's a little bit odd to see a character just go from standstill to run. The action, I quite like the combat in the game. I was doing some very cool kung fu moves and beating up security guards, and that was fun. Yeah, enjoyable to that extent. I'm doing a lot of wandering around trying to find the next area to go to. How it introduces the controls isn't very intuitive. It tells you there's a tip to check every so often, so you have to pause the game, go into menu, find the tip, and it actually doesn't give you the controls in any great detail, so you're better off just opening the game and taking out the instruction manual and having a look at that, I think. So first impressions, it didn't wow me. It was cool to see the FMV stuff that was made especially for this game, but I know I don't really feel like I was missing out on the Matrix. And the strange thing that occurred is, even though I'm kind of there with capturing gameplay footage again, I now have access to an older laptop. Unfortunately, it went a little bit wrong in the process of recording the footage for Enter the Matrix. I wanted to get this video out and share it, so I'm afraid the footage for this didn't turn out very well, so we'll leave that. But to be honest, it's not that great. I've been quite harsh on Enter the Matrix, haven't I? Oh well, I'm probably not the first person. The next game is Silent Hill 4 The Room, £6, CX again, but again really good with manuals, because this one comes with a manual as well, and good condition, and quite enjoyed what I played of this game actually. For me, I love the concept of it. A guy trapped in his own room, which you don't know whether or not he's trapped in a dream or in reality or not. How the whole thing unfolds is wonderfully atmospheric. Great music, great atmosphere, as I say. Combat felt a little bit iffy, but that's fine. The actual experience of playing the game was incredibly surreal and enjoyable, I thought, and it really had an atmosphere that all of its own. So this seems like a rather nice game to me. Nice is probably the wrong word. A rather unsettling game, but I really wanted to know what happened next because it was so unpredictable. So from what I played of it, I like it, and I think if you can get it for like £6 or whatever, it's certainly worth checking out. I've been wanting this game for a little while, but hadn't found it at a reasonable price, but now I did. Again, it's CX, and I think it's come with some sort of poster. Oh yeah, that's the middle of the instruction manual, but it's a lovely full colour instruction manual that details all the characters and everything. And I really like Silent Hill 4 The Room from what I've played of it so far. Silent Hill again. Silent Hill Homecoming now on the Xbox 360. Picked this up I don't remember how much it was, £7 or £8. I don't think it's as good as Silent Hill 4 The Room. It's not got an identity of its own really. It's fairly generic horror third-person action. It's got these sort of zombie nurses in it. That's kind of cool character design. And there's a bit where you're attacked by a swarm of insects, locusts. That was quite interesting. So far, you know, it looks nice. It controls very well. But nothing really unique or interesting about the story or where it's going. Hasn't got the same sort of atmosphere as Silent Hill 4. So yeah, this one not so blown away by. It's not its own unique thing. It's another Silent Hill game, just lacking in a certain something, to me anyway, from what I've played of it so far. And so finally we come to just a fun game, Painkiller. Now I'd read some not so great reviews about this, but if you just want a game where you shoot stuff, honestly, you just shoot stuff, and it's very satisfying, and there's demons and monsters and skeletons and violence, you know, this is endlessly playable. I really been enjoying it. If you find this game cheap and you like shooting stuff, then I'd fully recommend it. Its shooting mechanics are far more enjoyable than something like Duke Nukem Forever, but most are. Even Doom 3 outdoes Doom 3 in terms of shooting stuff. It's just waves of enemies running at you and you shoot them. And yes, this may get boring if you're playing for hours on end, but I for one was just playing for about half an hour at a time, doing a level or whatever like that, and it's a great stress reliever. It's a fun game, looks nice, plays nice. Painkiller, really like it. And that's it for this Xbox centric episode of Parry's Pickups. Now, I mentioned before about capturing gameplay footage. You've seen some captured footage for the Silent Hill games and for Painkiller, but you may notice some slight problems with the footage. This is because the computer I'm using is quite old, and I think I haven't got the settings set up for the optimal performance. So I don't know the exact reason why the footage isn't looking as good as it should. Just the capture device can't quite keep up with the action. So yeah, if you see any blips or blops or strange things in the footage, then that will be why. So I'm working to fix that. But the other thing was when playing Silent Hill The Room, I was playing it through an Xbox 360, and that was through emulation. So you may notice some weird things in the characters' faces especially, and that's not in the game. That's purely the Xbox 360 not doing its job 100%. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and until I see you again for another Parry's Pickups, game on.